Hi, everybody. I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. Our clients, however, are all throughout the United States. No matter where you are in the U.S., we can help you with immigration questions. We handle literally all types of immigration issues, all types of immigration cases. We work with companies that are sponsoring individuals for H-1Bs, and now is H-1B season. So if you're interested in that, or if your company is interested in that, now is a good time to perhaps reach out to our firm to kind of go over the process with you. Remember, H-1Bs are on a lottery system, so the timing is very, very important. So if you want to learn more about employment-based green cards, or if you want to learn more about H-1Bs, give us a call at 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. My name again is Pratibha Agarwal. If you're just joining, I'm streaming live on both Facebook and on TikTok. And if you would like to schedule a one-on-one conversation with me about immigration, please go on our Facebook page. We have a link on there where you can schedule your own consultation, right? You can see our availability, you can see my availability, and you can schedule it yourself if you want. Big Bulina is asking, what are you selling? I'm here actually to answer immigration questions. Yeah, so if you have immigration questions, this is the forum to put them on here, right? So because we all know immigration can be very, very complicated. It's very, very complicated. So if you have that one-off question, if you're applying for a green card, if you're interested in getting status in the US and you have that one question, this is the time to kind of bring it up, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. We do work with employment-based applications, family-based applications, and also humanitarian cases. So some people that are afraid to return to their home country or want asylum, want status in the US, we can talk to you about that. We help victims of crime, which just finished up a really important application today. Victims of crime that have been victims of a burglary or victims of domestic violence, they could qualify for a green card even if they are out of status, even if they entered illegally. Okay, so call us if you want immigration assistance. If you have questions on immigration, we can do a private consultation. Everything that you would tell us would be confidential, and we'd go through your immigration history and let you know what options, if any, are available to you. And if you're just joining me, my name is Pratibha Agarwal, and I'm an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C., but my clients are all throughout the United States. Some are abroad as well. So go ahead and say hi. Tell me you're watching. Tell me where you are from, and go ahead and put your question in there while I'm talking. So if you've never joined me before, what I do is start off with a question that comes up pretty often in my practice that I think might be helpful to you. Right, some questions that come up in my practice that might be helpful to you while I'm talking. Think of things that you've been wondering about, and I'm happy to answer them for you. All right, say hi. Let me know where you're from if you've never joined me before. Okay, so the question that I'm going to talk about today is my spouse filed a I-130, which is part of a family-based green card. So my spouse filed a family-based green card application for me, but will not finish it, right? They have it already filed. They're not going to go to the interview. They're not going to provide the documents that are being requested by the government. They are no longer helping you with that green card process. What can you do? What options do I have? So believe it or not, many people come to us and they're already in this situation. Hi, Unruly Queen. Nice to see you. Okay, many people come to us, they've started a green card application and their spouse is unwilling to continue with it. So they've already filed it, they're in USCIS system, and now you're worried, you're scared that you're already in the government system, you're out of status, and your spouse is not going to continue with this green card application. What can you do? Okay, so many times people in this situation are victims of abuse, right? And when I say abuse, I want to be clear. I'm not talking only about physical abuse. I'm talking about emotional abuse. I'm talking about behavior where your spouse is trying to control you. I'm talking about financial abuse where your spouse is asking you to pay for a number of different things and you are not getting that same in return, where your spouse is checking your phone or telling you who you can hang out with. All of these types of behavior can be part of a pattern of abuse. Okay, so if your spouse, for example, filed your green card, now is no longer willing to do that, it's very possible, it's no longer willing, to move forward with that, it is very possible that you are a victim of abuse. And many times you're kind of in this situation, you don't even realize that what you're being subjected to is abusive behavior, right? If you're unsure, or if you know that you are, you have options to kind of move forward with a green card on your own without your spouse. Okay, you move forward with that green card, you get a work permit, usually in about 6 to 8 months. It's taking a little bit longer now, so let's say about 8 to 10 months, right? You can apply, you can receive a work permit, and you can receive a green card in about 2 to 2.5 years. And this is marriage based in a sense, but it's based on abuse, and you will not need your spouse to help you with this green card. Okay, so as long as you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder, and as long as you have lived with them, the marriage was real, not just for immigration purposes, right? You can apply for a green card on your own if you're a victim of abuse. So this is something we like to let people know. It's an option, especially for those who are out of status or that entered illegally and have never had status. So this is an option for you to gain status, to gain a green card, and ultimately U.S. citizenship. So if you find yourself in this situation, call us and we can do a consultation with you. My phone number for our firm is 703-348-1663. Again, that's 703-348-1663. Call us. We will talk to you about the full process. We'll make sure that you're eligible, or let you know what you need to be eligible for this type of case. And if you're not eligible for this type of case, we'll screen you for any other possible options, right? All you have to do is give us a call. You don't really need many documents. If you want to just have a consultation, we can go through the process with you. All right. Call us and we can conduct this consultation in person. If you're in the DC area, if you want to come to the DC area, we can do it in person. Many of our clients prefer consultations by phone, and our most popular method right now, is by Zoom. So we can share documents by Zoom. We can go through the process by Zoom. You can even, if you have documents that you want me to take a look at, I'm happy to look at it through Zoom as well. All right. Well, thanks for joining. I see some folks here are putting in some questions, and I'll go ahead and get to that in a second too. If you don't already like our page on Facebook, make sure you do that. We're at Agarwal Immigration on both Facebook and on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok, and you'll be notified every time I go live. And let your friends know, because we all know immigration is really complicated, and this is a great way to get information, right? Just general information. Make sure you let your friends know to follow our page, to like our page, at Agarwal Immigration, Agarwal Immigration. Okay, great. Hi, Dave. Nice to see you. David Calhoun. He's a big fan. Okay, and Dave, if you have any questions, please free to put them in. All right. Unruly Queen says, my husband and daughter, and a year and a half, and my USCIS shows is invalidated. What can I do? I'm not exactly sure what your question is. I don't know what kind of application you had. And really, if you want to put more information in here, I will gladly answer it for you best as I can. But it might be better for you to call for a consultation, and we can go through your immigration history. It sounds like something, maybe a visa was invalidated, and what the process is now. So if it was a visa that was invalidated, then you might have to apply for a new one. If it happened at USCIS, so not at the Department of State abroad, not at the embassy abroad, if it happened at USCIS, if something was revoked, or approval was revoked perhaps, then you might want to reapply, but depending on what exactly you're referring to, you might have an option for an appeal also. All right, give us a call. We can go through the whole thing with you. We could potentially even take a look at some documents during the consultation. It's one-on-one with me, and it's 100% confidential. Okay, call us at 703-348-1663. You're going to be notified of me coming on live. If you have more information about what exactly you're looking for, and you want to ask immigration questions here while I'm talking to you, please feel free to do that right now, and I can answer any kind of general question. Again, as I mentioned before, I help with employment-based applications, humanitarian cases, and also families and individuals as well. All right. I think that was the question, right? I'm missing some parts here. Hi, let's see. Okay, great. All right, here's another question. Is when can I apply, right? When can I apply for a green card once I get married? When can I apply for a green card when once I get married, right? How long do you have to be married? Another way to say this is how long do you have to be married to apply for a green card? All right, this is a good question. There's no specific amount of time, as long as there's two ways. There's two ways to apply for a green card, right? Sometimes it's your spouse is in the U.S. and the person that they married is outside of the U.S., or both people are in the U.S., right? And you can only sponsor your spouse for a green card if you're a U.S. citizen or a green card holder. Okay, when can you apply for your wife's wife or husband's green card? So there's no specific amount of time. You can apply as soon as you are married. What I would tell you to do, however, is make sure you have as much evidence of a bona fide marriage, right? You need to show that your marriage is real and not just for immigration purposes. So if you're married today, that's fine. But let's say you have a joint bank account. Let's say you have a joint credit card. Let's say you've been living together for a while. You have photos together. You've taken trips together. All of these pieces of evidence, your trip itinerary, your joint accounts, if you own property together, if you own a car together, all of this evidence shows that that marriage is real, not just for immigration purposes. So if you have all this already and then you get married, that's okay. That's okay. You can apply soon after you are married. Okay. Perfect. Give us a call if we can help you with your immigration questions, especially for green card applications, right? Because one of the things that they are looking at is this marriage real? Is it just for immigration purposes? And the more commingling that you can show, the more evidence that you can show that this is a real relationship that's gone on quite a bit, then the better, the stronger your application is. Okay? Call us for consultation. We're at 703-348-1663. All right, Unruly says, my husband and I in 2020, and the I-130 shows invalidates. Okay, sorry, my husband and daughter in 2020, and I-130 shows that it's invalidated. Okay, I'm not exactly sure, right? I'm not exactly sure what you are saying. So basically, the I-130 petition is an application for a green card, right? The I-130 petition is an application for a green card. I don't know who applied for you. So let's say your wife or your husband applied for you, right? So they're showing their status, and then they are showing your relationship. So if I'm a U.S. citizen, I would show myself as a U.S. citizen and the relationship between me and my spouse, right? And you can also apply for your daughter. So if you're a U.S. citizen, it has to be separate applications, right? One for your spouse, one for your child. Okay? If you're a green card holder, your spouse and child can perhaps be in the same application. All right? If your I-130 shows as it's invalidated, the person that sponsored you may have revoked it. Okay, the person that sponsored you might have revoked it. All right, or they found something on that, basically something with their documentation is not right. So something is not right in that initial application if that I-130 portion shows that it's been invalidated. Okay. Evan says, hi, attorney. How are you doing? Happy to join you again. Great, Evans. I'm so glad you joined. Feel free to put your questions in. I'm going to go through, let's see, one other kind of, I don't know, kitty cat, samurai says something about red. Yes, it's my favorite color. And yes, I'm wearing a lot of red today. Okay. So the other thing that people ask is, How do you sponsor your fiance? Right? How do you sponsor your fiance? What do you need in order to sponsor your fiance? With COVID, it's becoming more and more complicated to sponsor your fiance. It's becoming more and more complicated to sponsor your fiance. So essentially, what you need to show, there are some requirements. What you need to show the government when you apply is that you've seen each other in person, right? And let me go back. Only US citizens can sponsor their fiancés, right? Green card holders cannot sponsor a fiancé. And the reason that you're sponsoring them is to allow them to come into the US and let you and give you time to get married, right? That's the sole purpose of sponsoring a fiancé is you bring them into the US so you can get married. So the situation for you to even think about a fiancé visa is you are a US citizen and the person that's being sponsored is out of the country. They're not in the country, they're outside of the country. Okay? And you've met each other, you've been in person in the last 2 years. So you need to prove that you were in person and you met each other in person in the last 2 years and that your relationship is real. So flight itineraries, joint trips, showing that you went from this location to where that person lives, showing that the two of you went together somewhere, photographs, statements from friends and families. These are all ways to show that the relationship between you and your fiance is real. Some people also send screenshots of text messages that they've shared, emails that they've shared with each other, birthday cards, gifts, things of that nature, maybe even receipts for engagement rings or jewelry, or gifts, right? So there's many ways to show that your relationship with your fiance is real, not just for immigration purposes. Okay, so then the other thing, let's say you apply, it gets approved, you have a requirement when you have a fiance to come into the US and you have to get married within 90 days, right? You have to get married within 90 days of entering the US and then you apply for a green card, okay? And then you apply for a green card, all right? So that's how a fiance visa works. First, you apply to come in and you have to get married within 90 days. So if you guys have seen that show 90 Day Fiance, this is kind of what that's about, right? This is where that 90-day comes from. Okay. Evan says, I have a few documents from the case I talked about the last time. Can I send them to you for review beforehand while I prepare towards the consultation? We don't review documents before the consultation, but if you want to schedule a consultation, I'd be happy to talk about them with you. And if we have additional things to talk about based on my review of the documents, we would then just do a follow-up after the consultation. Evans, I would love to speak with you. Give us a call if you have any questions. If you want to type in general questions here, I'm happy to answer them as well. All right. Well, great. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I think we've gone through our questions for today. If you don't already like us on Facebook, make sure you do. If you don't follow us yet on TikTok, follow us on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. We're at Agarwal Immigration on both. I'm on here frequently to answer immigration questions. So if you have that immigration question, this is an opportunity for you to answer. If you want a confidential consultation, call our office and schedule one for us. Okay. Ibrahima says, Salud, nice to see you. And I will see you again very, very soon. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.